Hello, my name is Anne and welcome to a Tobyknits Quilty Fun episode 33. Had to look. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. Grab a cup of tea and sit down because today, Friday, we always talk about quilting, which is a kind of new-ish craft for me. I've only been quilting for about 3 years. I've actually sewn for a long time, but quilted only for the past 3 years, and I'm still learning all kinds of exciting things. It's just such a fascinating craft. Then Mondays I talk about knitting, and on Wednesdays I talk about cross stitch. So those are my 3 favorite crafts to do at the moment. I am retired, although I do look after my grandson 2 days a week. So I have plenty of time to do all these lovely projects. Today, which is Friday, and this video is up later than I normally do put it up because I've had such a busy week. But it's going to be the last for 2 weeks because I will be going to visit my son and daughter-in-law and the lovely Leo, he's 9 months old, who live in Nova Scotia. I'm in Ontario, Canada. They're in Nova Scotia, Canada. So I'm going to be going there for a couple of weeks. Well, it's not even a couple of weeks. But I won't have time because I have no idea if they have got their internet set up yet or any of that. And I'm really going there to help them because I've just moved into a new house and to look after Leo. So I'm not going to be taking my sewing machine, obviously. And I might take some cross stitch. I don't know about knitting, but I just won't have time. So this is the last video for a couple of weeks. But still subscribe and like the video and tell your mates. So anyway, today is all about the quilting, and I have a couple of things to show you. I have been working on the Designer Mystery from the Fat Quarter Shop. I will leave a link below to any of the things I talk about, so click on the more or the arrow button underneath and you'll see some of the stuff. I don't think the Designer Mystery is available anymore. They typically sell out really quickly, so yeah, I don't think you can still get it. You can, I believe, get the finishing kit or the instructions, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. So in these instructions, you get the instructions to make the star block and the log cabin block, which are kind of fillers for all the other mystery blocks that come each month. I don't know if they put the pattern out at the end of the whole year for you to purchase. I don't know, because I've never done one before. This is my first one, and I am learning such a lot, such a lot. So I have done a couple of them. I did number 1 and number 2, and I've been sewing them with my friend Bonnie, and the kit comes monthly, and it's got the fabric all in there for you. Which you then just make your block. Then, if you bought the finishing kit, which comes with all the fabric to make all this, there are also borders that you then put on each of these to make the block then the same size as all the finishing blocks here, if that makes any sense. So at the beginning, when I showed you them before, I had not got the borders on. Now I have the borders on, and I have actually made one of the filler blocks, so I'll show you that. And I've gone back to working on the Ambience quilt, which is this one. And this was from a Sew Sampler box. Sew Sampler boxes are amazing. If you don't get them, And whether you're new to quilting or you're not, you need to get these boxes because they are amazing. They come once a month. I think I'm in Canada, so I think they work at about $36 a month. I think that includes all the shipping and everything. And it's a little blue box that comes, and inside is a various cuts of fabric. So one month you might get jelly rolls, the next month it's fat quarters, the next month it's a layer cake, the next month it's charm packs. They're different each month, and obviously they're all the new designers. And when I first started quilting, I didn't even realize there were designers who designed fabric. So there you go. So there's all that, and you get a couple of notions, and you get an exclusive pattern. All the other stuff in the box you can buy from them on their online shop, but you cannot buy the pattern. So this is the pattern that I'm doing, and I'm making this for my daughter-in-law. And I'm not going to have it finished in time to take with me because there's still a lot to do. I have done, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 blocks, and I have made 7 so far. So I'm going to take you over to this design wall now and show you that, and then I will switch them up and put up some of the other blocks, or show you some of the other blocks I've made for the Designer Mystery series. And then I'm just going to chat to you about, at the end, my Quilters Guild meeting that I went to on Monday night, and about the Flash Fiction Mystery quilt along as well. But first, we're going to go over and look at my design wall. Okay, so here's the design wall, and it's actually just a tablecloth I got at the dollar shop. And one side is vinyl, and the other side is this like fluffy stuff, and so my fabric just sticks to it. It's amazing. And so this is what a block looks like. So these came as jelly rolls, so we had to cut them to a certain length, and then we had to add our own background. So I chose gray, and then again you cut those the same length as your jelly rolls, but with some shorter, smaller pieces. So obviously they're all 2.5 inches wide, and then you sew them as a strip together in a certain pattern, certain way to form this pattern. And then you make 10 of them, and they are going to go 5 and 5, and that's the quilt. And then, so I'm assuming, I haven't gotten that far in my instructions yet, but I'm assuming we will then sew all these together. I don't believe there are any sashing in between them, but again, if you wanted to make this a bigger quilt, because I forget what it finishes up as, I'll have to check. You could put sashing, a plain piece of this gray in between if you wanted, but I'm going to leave it the way they say, and it will go like that. And then they'll all just get sewn together, and I have to check. I don't even know if there's a border on them. I haven't got that far in my instructions. But so what I did was I cut them all out, and I laid them in strips beside my sewing machine, and I've just been picking up a couple of strips and sewing them through as I go. So that's kind of been the way I've done it, and it so far turned out quite good. And they go fairly quickly too. So that is that one. Now I'm just going to change up a little bit and show you my blocks for the Designer Mystery. Okay, so here is block number 1. So this was the first block that we had to do, and again, it only went to here inside the package. Isn't this fabric gorgeous? This is Nantucket Summer. And then we added this, and look at the, can you see that? How it's got that lovely white on white. And then we added this border and then this border. And so now I think they're 16.5 by 16.5. So there is block 1. I never put them on here straight. Please don't think it's crooked. It's probably me and my camera angle. No, because I never seem to put them on straight. Anyway, there you go. So that's block 1. And then block 2 was this one, which gave me a bit of trouble. I think it goes that way. And what happened with this, and you might be able to see it if I get closer, is all the blue points compared to the green ones are cut off. Can you see that? And why would that have happened, do you ask? And again, these have got the plain border and then a different colored border on. And I'll tell you why that happened. I decided in my infinite wisdom, I had used a 1/4 inch foot. I have a metallic one and I have a clear see-through one. I decided to use the metallic one for this one, for the first one. Then when I started this one, I used my metallic foot for the 2 green ones because I sewed them in one day. Then the next day I came down and decided I wanted to try running some tape along my machine and using a regular foot to see if I got a better 1/4 inch seam. That's what these were. They came out bigger. So I thought, I'm not making them again. So I just put them all together in the block because it's just for me and nobody's going to notice by the time it's quilted and on my bed. No one's going to come up and start policing it. But it's just for me. So lesson learned, don't change your foot halfway through a project. And so I went back to my regular foot. And this is block number 3. And isn't this gorgeous? Look at those lovely tips. Love it. This was a fun one to make because there were quite a few where you had to add, oh, kind of see that, sorry, where you had to add your little bits up here, your snowballs or whatever they call them. And I actually got some diagonal seam tape. Oh, and I tried that. Oh my gosh, fell in love with that routine altogether because you don't have to draw in the back and it was just quicker. So I really do like this one. So this is block 3 that we just received this last week or so. And again, a different border, but the same inner border. So there is 1, 2, and 3. Isn't that lovely? And these are all designed by different designers, which is really kind of cool, I think. And then I managed to get one of the filler blocks. So this is a filler block. And again, I really like this one. It's hard with the white because you keep seeing the back, you know, where the seam is. But this is the filler block, which I love how it turned out. All my little points meet. So I have to make, how many of these do we have to make? Let's put that there and grab the instructions. 5. I have to make 5 of these, and then there will be 5 of the log cabin, which I'm halfway through. And I've never done a log cabin before, and that's really kind of cool. So we have to make 8 of the log cabin ones. So it's coming on really nice. I'm really loving it. This is going to finish up 80.5 by 80.5. So it's quite a big quilt, which will be lovely. And yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this one. Okay, the other thing I wanted to tell you about is to just remind you about the flash fiction mystery that I am doing. And this is a couple in the States, 2 lovely ladies, and one of them writes a story and designs a chart, and the other writes the chart out and all that kind of stuff. And so each month you get, it's all on PDF. They have a lovely website, super easy to use. And each month you get a chapter of the story to read. I don't know if the story itself is a mystery. I don't believe it is. I believe it's just a lovely story. And then you get a block, and the block will match something in that story for that month. There's also puzzles that you can go on and solve, and there are recipes as well every month. This month's recipe that we got was for pie crust. And anyway, so this first block is this one. Oh, and the story is called Around the Kitchen Table. And this is the kitchen table. So here is this block. So I'm going to just put this up here to remind you. I did show this last week, I think. Oh my gosh, I cannot put this on straight, can I, to save my life? Does that look straight now to you guys? No, I keep making it worse. No, I'm making it worse. That does not look straight to me. But on my wall, it looks totally straight. How does this work? Okay, let's try like that. No, see, that looks worse, but yet... There! We got it! I'm having such a time. So, this is the first block, which I really love, and my friend Brenda got me into this. My friend Brenda and I went out and got fabric together. So if you look back to last week or the week before's video, you'll see all my fabric choices because they're so cute. And we also have to make, I think it's 26 of these little blocks, which are going to be filler blocks. So I'm not sure where they're going to go or what we're going to use. And I think this is what the mystery is. The mystery is we don't know what this quilt's going to look like or where this story is going to take us. But it's a lot of fun. And it is, it's a really nice website, honestly. The link that you get to, like, the website is nice, but once you become a member and you go into your particular story, it's a really cool website. I believe it's $69 US. That's what I paid. But I have a code for you that you can use to get $5 off. The code will be on the bottom here and the link below to where you can go and sign up and take part in this, because this is a lot of fun. I'm not kidding. And I think the first of each month is when they release their new. So I can't wait for October 1st. Although I still have some more of these to make. I think I have to make 26 altogether. And then finally, I'm going back over there. Finally, I wanted to tell you that I went to my Quilters Guild on Monday night. It was our first one of the year. And last year was the first year I joined. And it was a little hard because a lot of the meetings were on Zoom because of COVID. But I think now things are starting to open up and there's more stuff planned. They've got lots of classes they're going to run and retreats that they're going to mention. And I was really interested in it. But one of the things that I was interested in was they have an outreach program where they have quilt kits that you can go and pick up and go home and sew them and make them and then take them back, and they donate them to various charities. And one of the things that they had, because I have enough quilts that I'm making right now, there's like about 5 or 6 on the go. I don't need add a quilt, is they have pillowcases that you can make again and will be donated back to the various families. So I said, I'll take a pillowcase. I've never made a pillowcase, but I said, I'll take one and see what, if I can make it and what it's all about. And so this is the fabric that I picked. So I don't think it's directional. Yes, it is. There we go. Now you can see it better. So here are all the little trains along here. So this is a strip. I'm my understanding is this will be the piece that goes along the top of the pillowcase, and then the bottom of the pillow itself is this. So I thought this was super cool for a child, and make them a nice pillowcase with that. Now, some of them I have seen have a flange, so I'm going to look and see if I have maybe a little piece of white that I can use as a flange, a 2.5-inch strip, and do it that way. But they did give me instructions on how to put this all together, so I'm gonna have a go and see if I can do it. Obviously, I'm not gonna get this done before I go away, but it's on the pile, it's on the list of things to do. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. And like I said, I will be back in 2 weeks. And although I don't even know if I'll be back in 2 weeks, to be perfectly honest with you, because even though I'll be home, I won't have had anything time to sew, because, you know, I'll only have just got back home. And more than likely, I'll have Tristan, my grandson. So, could be 3 weeks, but check back anyway. And you might see me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, tell your mates, drop me some notes of kindness below, and have a fabulous weekend. Okay, bye.